Alright, a super tanky warlock. I've got you. Watch this. You are absolutely immovable. You're an immovable object. That's on my glaive. Check how much damage you can sponge. Absolutely busted. You can keep that energy going on your glaive all the time with this setup that I've got on the build. And you're also going to have the rift and classy restoration with a stag, keeping you as an extra backup if you needed to, but you don't actually need it because you can just literally tank everything with this setup with a glaive. And like I said, as a safety blanket, I've got rift on there with the stag and classy restoration. So this is Lubrae's rune that I crafted. Immovable object, dealing ranged damage, grants substantially increased weapon energy, so you can keep blocking all the time as long as you get hits. And I'm also running unstoppable force, blocking damage with your shield, increases projectile damage for an improved duration. That's a 30% damage buff. Whenever you block and shoot back, you're going to get 30% damage buff. And this is it all working together. I just want to give you a quick heads up, and I know most of you probably know, I didn't know, but you can actually block and shoot at the same time with glaives, so you can literally just keep that energy going all the time to keep your shield up. You're immune. You don't take stomp damage, you don't get moved, and this is the backup what I was talking about. I've got a stag on there which gives you massive resilience, and I've also got a classy restoration on. I'm going to show you a small clip of that working together because there's a build on this earlier on in the season. This is a 1590 lost sector and I was 1553, so I was 40 power levels under. So that's the classy restoration and the stag working together. And now this is back to the glaive, as just wanted to show you the sort of safety blanket of the, if you like, of the stag and the classy restoration working together. But now this is back to the glaive and both working together perfectly. You can tank all that damage you stood in, taking all that void damage there, you stood in solar grenades, the barrier shooting you, you got no damage coming off you whatsoever, and keeping that shield going all the time by getting your energy full with the two perks that I showed you. I'll go more into the build. I've got a few more clips, check a few more of these clips out, and then right at the end of the vid I will show you the full setup to the build. I hope you found this pretty good, and it's definitely the most tankiest build I've ever used. You are absolutely unkillable, immovable object. Take it easy. So this is now the full setup to the build. I'm just going to quickly touch on the Lubrae's rune. I know I showed you this, but I just want to sort of quickly touch on it again. A movable object, dealing range damage, grants substantially increased weapon energy while you are stationary. So whenever you shoot something with your projectile, it's going to give you massive chunks of your sheet, that like energy bar on your glaive, which is going to enable you to block for as long as possible. And then I'm also running unstoppable force. These are both enhanced traits. I did accept the materials, but I mean the normal versions are fine anyway. Unstoppable force, blocking damage with your shield, increases projectile damage. It's a 30% damage buff. The enhanced trait gives you an extra second, so you get 5 seconds to do the extra 30% damage with your projectile. It's a really good glaive. I've touched on it a couple of times, like a couple of seasons ago when I first last season when I first got it. Obviously the stag. So what the stag does, it gives you crazy resilience while you're inside your rift. You get like a ×2 reduction, and on top of that, I've obviously got my classy restoration, which I also touched on. So all these sort of working together make you incredibly tanky indeed. Like, you are absolutely unkillable, as you've seen. And then this is sort of the setup that I'm running. I'll go through this quickly as possible. I'm running touch of flame, heat rises. I like to run a solar grenade or a firebolt grenade, and I also like to run Celestial Fire because it applies quite a lot of Scorch. Healing Rift, your jump is whatever you want. My Ember of Singeing, that's quite an important one because my class ability recharges faster whenever you scorch targets. That's why I run the Solar Grenade, the Celestial Fire, or the Fireball Grenade, because you scorch, and the Fireball Grenade's not bad. It comes back quite quick, over like a minute and 4, so it's pretty decent. I'm running Ember of Empyrean, Solar Weapon or ability Final Blows, extend the duration of your restoration. So you can keep your restoration going as long as you're getting killed with a solar weapon. Obviously the Lubrae's rune is solar. And then you can run things like Lament if you like, or even like Cataclysmic, Galahorn, things like that to keep that going all the time. And then I'm also running Ember of Torches. Whenever I do a melee attack, it's going to make me Radiant also. So it all sets up, it all works quite nice together. And on top of that, I've got a few elemental well mods that you can run. I'm also running Utility Kickstart. Whenever your class ability energy is fully expended, you gain a little bit back. So whenever you pop your rift, you're going to get a little bit back. I'm running Elemental Armaments. I'm running Bountiful Wells. I'm also running Explosive Wellmaker. Font of Might to get that extra damage. And I'm also running Elemental Ordnance and Harmonic Siphon because you get a few orbs when you get kills with your solar weapon because you're on a solar subclass. And then the orbs that you create you can pick up as an extra little bonus, but that's just like an extra bonus. Like you don't really need to do that, but it's just there just in case. I hope the build's been good. I'll leave a dim link. Have a great day.